you have a passion for Pokémon? Think you've got what it takes to climb to the very top? Then sign up now for the NX Games, the latest contest of strength, smarts, and strategy. Pick your team and be ready to do battle and become one of the greats. Pick up your application at your nearest Pokémon Center and realize your potential.
The NX Games. One of the first Pokemon battling competitions to happen, way before Draft League City was even founded. It promised to make champions of hopeful trainers in this fresh new sport. It was also doomed. See, there were no rules back then, no safeguards, and with no control, people started getting hurt. Then they got hurt worse. After the first casualties, the competition was shelved indefinitely, never to see the light of day again. Well, it looks like it's a new day now. All the evidence suggested that someone was planning to bring back this shameful relic of our past, right here in Draft League City. Looked like Fist and his cult were the ones responsible, and now Coach Shroom was gonna have to do battle with him once again. And this time, everything was on the line. If Fist won, God only knows what would become of the city if the NX Games made an unwelcome return. Hello everyone, Shroomraver here, and welcome to the MBC semi-finals. Yes indeed, we have made it all the way to the semis, and this time we are going to be running it back against The Cult, coached by the one and only FistToYourDoom. His links down in the description below, make sure you check them out. This is a huge game. We are running it back, as I say. We faced him in week 5. He gave us our first loss of the season, and now we are looking for a bit of revenge. His team, much like mine, hasn't changed, but to take you through it, I should say, we are going up against Meowscarada, Iron Moth, Zapdos, Metagross, Tentacruel, Diancie, Mamoswine, Illumise, Rufflet, and Urshifu Rapid Strike. Those two Tera captains are, of course, the Iron Moth and the Rufflet. Now, last time, as I say, we suffered our first defeat of the season, a big 3-0 loss. So, what did we learn from that game? Well, we learned that we need to maintain our answers to the Iron Moth. We need something to reliably check that Meowscarada because it outspeeds everything on our team. We need something better to be taking on the Urshifu Rapid Strike and its Surging Strikes. We need to wear down the bulkier pieces, and ideally we need to break early. That is a key thing. We need to take an early lead here if we can. So, the team I've put together with some help from friends is much the same mons, with a few different sets and just a few different mons here and there. First off, we are starting off with Choice Scarfed Iron Valiant here. 208 speed Jolly is allowing us to outrun the Iron Moth, I believe it is. We're rocking out with Moonblast, Aura Sphere, Psyshock, and Energy Ball. This is allowing us to check the Meowscarada, outspeeding that unless it's Scarfed, and also a +1 speed from the booster on Iron Moth. We're abandoning the idea of running the usual Life Orb set with Priority Vacuum Wave. We are just here to come in and revenge things and check that Meowscarada if at all possible with this guy. Next up we have Assault Vest Raging Bolt with max special attack, modest, a lot of special defense in there as well, 88 speed just to outrun uninvested stuff like the Metagross, the Mamoswine, things like that. We have Draco Meteor, Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, and Snarl. Snarl there just to try and counteract the Iron Moth. Last time we were running Scarfed on this, and we ran Eerie Impulse, just in case we needed that as a clutch thing. But Snarl is going to be on there to lower that thing's special attack and get some damage at the same time. Other than that, it's a pretty standard looking Raging Bolt, just as I say, to better take on those special threats that we have on my opponent's team. Third member is going to be Blastoise. Last time we brought a very offensive Shell Smash set and it didn't work because of unexpectedly outspeeding the Mamoswine. We're not making that same mistake again. We are running a physically defensive heavy duty boot set here with some good special attack investment. Surf, Flip Turn, Ice Beam and Rapid Spin going on there. Last time hazards were a problem. We had Scarfed Brambleghast that had Rapid Spin and it got rid of T-Spikes, but then it went down and subsequently more hazards went up. Blastoise is here to be able to try and circumvent that. There is no Ghost on my opponent's side and this thing will be taking 2 hits from a Mamoswine, so hopefully we can spin on that if we need to and get out of there with a potential Torrent boosted Flip Turn. Scrolling down on my team, fourth member is going to be the Ting-Lu. We are a Citrus Berry mixed defensive set with some nominal attack and a bit of speed just to outpace those very slow creepers. Earthquake, Ruination, Stone Edge and Stealth Rock. Hazards are going to be nice here, and since my Assault Vest user is now Raging Bolt, we can try and rely on Ting-Lu's natural special bulk to power through those threats while still maintaining a good physical defensive presence. Ruinationing things where we can, getting some Stone Edge chip here and there. Earthquake, pretty good across the board. And get up rocks while we can, just to prevent Fist from pivoting around as he tends to do. Fifth up, we have a Tera Water Rocky Helmet Glastrier here. Max HP, a lot of defense investment. We're still adamant. We have enough special defense to take a couple of hits from those big special attackers. Icicle Crash, Terra Blast, High Horsepower and Zen Headbutt. This is going to be my lead. Like I said, I want something to break early while being able to tank hits across the board, and Glastrier is going to be the best one to do that. Tera Water is the only way we're going to be taking 2 like Adamant Banded Surging Strikes from the Urshifu Rapid Strike, which we're going to need possibly to do. Last time we were Tera Ghost and it didn't work. This time hopefully Tera Water will. Final member of the team is going to be the only new member as of last time we fought, and a consummate bench warmer is coming back, and that is going to be Tauros. It's interesting, Tauros does not come to many games, but a standard Life Orb, Sheer Force, Max Attack, Max Speed Jolly Tauros can put a lot of pressure on Fist's team with Body Slam, Earthquake, Rock Slide and Iron Head. There are so many things that we outspeed, everything barring the Meowscarada and a potential speed tie with Iron Moth. I am not anticipating to be running max speed Iron Moth because he didn't last time, and there are so many things that Tauros can come in on and go for a Body Slam, force them out into something that resists, take 25 to 30%, and then Earthquake, Rock Slide and Iron Head can just KO them. Tauros can put on a lot of pressure as a mid-game breaker slash revenger, and that's kind of what I'm hoping for here. The game plan going into this is to try and break early with Glastrier. It is my lead no matter what. Use Tauros to get that big chip damage and revenge a few things. Counteract the likes of Iron Moth with Raging Bolt and Ting-Lu. If Meowscarada becomes a problem, we have Scarfed Iron Valiant as a catch-all check to it. And kind of go from there. This is the game plan we're going in with. It's a much more comprehensive game plan than last time. So yeah, let's get into the team builder, sorry, the battle screen I should say, and see this time what Fist has decided to bring against us. So, as you can see, Fist has decided to bring Meowscarada, Iron Moth, Mamoswine, Urshifu Rapid Strike, Diancie and Tentacruel. Only one change to his team from last time as well. The Tentacruel comes in place of the Rufflet. And now while I was expecting Tera Ground on Iron Moth, he's actually gone the same as last time and brought Tera Bug. I feel a little bit better about the matchup this time. I think the plan is more comprehensive. It's a better plan. So we are just going to be leading with our Glastrier here, and we'll see how the match goes. Semi-final time. Let's get it done. So, here we go. MBC Season 2 semi-final against Fist and The Cult. He, as you'll see, is going to be leading off with the Tentacruel, the new member of the team. I'm going to be going with my Glastrier. Now, we had this matchup very early in the quarterfinals against Leo. I am not going to Tera here. I am just going to click High Horsepower and try and gauge what kind of set we're working with. Hopefully, we can two-shot. So, Toxic Spikes are the order of the day from Tentacruel, getting them as early as possible. As I say, we're not going to Tera, we're just going to go for the High Horsepower, and as you see, that is doing a clean 75%, and we see Black Sludge. This is fine. I am more than happy to just stay in and stay unterrored and just go for the high horsepower again. Like I said, I wanted Glastrier to break early and try and get us an early lead, and it's looking like we might be able to do that. If Fist wants to stay in and get up a double layer, that's fine. I can get rid of it and hopefully spin with Blastoise later. But as I say, I'm just going to click high horsepower once again and try and get an early lead really early on into the game. Tendrill's going to go for damage here, go for the Sludge Bomb and do very little, doesn't get the poison. In comes high horsepower, and that is going to take out the Tentacle. So exactly what I wanted to happen early game has happened. 2 turns in, and we're already 6-5 up. Glastrier is at a very good amount of health and is at +1 attack. And realistically, there's not a lot that wants to take it on. Fist is going to go hard into a Shifu Rapid Strike. Now, this is where I am going to Tera. I'm kind of forced to. It's my best chance of taking any one hit. If he's banded with close combat, there's a chance he takes us out no matter what, but there's still a fairly good chance that we will live whatever hit he's going to go for. So I'm going to click Tera to resist those surging strikes, and I'm just going to go for Zen Headbutt, which if he close combats and we live, has a very good chance to OHKO from here. Now, here is my Tera. As I say, I need to resist those surging strikes as quickly as possible. This is going to make me vulnerable to the Flower Trick or the Energy Ball from the Iron Moth, but I don't really have a choice while facing down this Urshifu. So, Glastrier is going to Tera and confidently can live a hit. This is going to go for Swords Dance on the Urshifu. This is a little bit scary, but as you'll see, I'm going to go for that big +1 Zen Headbutt, and that is going to do a massive amount of damage. Now, unless he is pads, he is going down to my Rocky Helmet. So I have to wonder, what is he going to do here? He may not have seen the Zen Headbutt coming. It's possible that I will go for it again. What I'm actually going to do here is go for Icicle Crash. He will go down to my Rocky Helmet unless he's pads. So I'm going to go for Icicle Crash, I believe, here, just in case he wants to get cheeky and pull the double into his Meowscarada on my Zen Headbutt. Now, as it is, the Surging Strikes is going to come in. That is going to do absolutely nothing, and as you'll see, right here, the Rocky Helmet is actually going to take him down after the first hit, which is great. Down goes Urshifu Rapid Strike. A big threat gone, and we're at a very good amount of health. We don't get the Chilling Neigh, unfortunately, because we didn't get a direct kill, but we're still at a very good amount of health, and we're still at +1 attack. And like I say, there's very little that wants to take these hits. Next in is going to be the Meowscarada. So Fist has done the best he can with a bad start for him. He's forced the Tera on my Glastrier, and now is when he can go in and click Flower Trick. With the damage that he's got from that one Surging Strike, he can hopefully, for him, try and get the KO with Flower Trick. I'm going to go for Icicle Crash. Like I say, with Glastrier, the plan is just stay in and click buttons till we drop. So that's what I'm going to do. In comes the Flower Trick, as you'll see, from the Meowscarada. That's going to come in and not kill. We live on a smidgen of health. Going to go for the Icicle Crash, and at +1 attack, that's going to clean out the Meowscarada as well. So immediately, within the first 10 turns easily, Glastrier has picked up 3 kills, and we are 6-3 up in the semi-finals. So now in comes the big threat, that Tera Bug Iron Moth. Now, there is no sense in saving Glastrier now. It has done a huge amount of work. I am going to click the Tera Blast. If he Terras, this will still OHKO if he does want to get greedy and go for a setup move like Agility, but honestly at this point, he really can't afford to. He's 6-3 down. He needs to get on the board. I'm just going to click the Tera Blast just in case. Glastrier has done a huge amount of work already, and we can try and see what this thing's going to go for. It's going to go for the Fiery Dance. That's fine. It is going to take out Glastrier, but we haven't seen a booster energy, so we know that he is not at +1 speed. He's fairly easily revenged. Down goes Glastrier, and it comes to 5-3, but we have gotten a very, very solid lead early into this game. Now, my best immediate answer to the Iron Moth is going to be my Assault Vest Raging Bolt. I didn't want to go into Blastoise and Spin, because it could invite in the Diancie or the Mamo. It's difficult because he really doesn't have anything for water at this point. But I didn't want to be passive, I wanted to be aggressive and just go in and try and drop a big hit. Now, I don't think he's going to want to stay in here. Last time when he was faced off with Raging Bolt, I went, I believe, for Thunderbolt as he chose to go Diancie instead of Mamoswine. This time, I think it's going to be the Mamoswine that comes in, so I am just going to try and drop a Draco and see how much damage we can do to it. Now, Fist is going to get out of there with the Iron Moth. It is arguably one of his best mons that he can try and save and do some work with late game. He's going to go hard into the Mamoswine here, as we are going to drop a Draco and do very little damage. That is an Assault Vest Mamoswine. That is a specially defensively invested Assault Vest Mamoswine, which is fine. We've still got around half on it. At this point, though, I definitely don't want to be staying in. He is forced in this position, I think, to go for Earthquake here. My play is to go into my Blastoise. It's possible that he's still Adamant Max Attack with a lot of special defense investment, but he's not a boosting item, and we are heavy duty boost, which means we should be taking 2 hits from this guy. So, as I say, going to pull Raging Roger back out of there, and I am going to make the play into my very physically defensive Blastoise, as in comes that Earthquake. Now, as you'll see, we are taking under half from that, which is great. Now, we know that he's Assault Vest from the damage we do with Draco, so Surf isn't necessarily the play. And this time, I'm kind of thinking that he's going to have probably a bit of speed for the Blastoise, so that he can Earthquake into Shard if I was a Shell Smash variant. But he's going to know from that damage that I'm defensive. What I'm going to do, therefore, is just go for Flip Turn. If he Earthquakes and outspeeds, he'll put us into Torrent, and we can do even more damage to him. So Flip Turn is very much the play here. So, in comes the second Earthquake from the Mamo. Blastoise is going to live. We are in Torrent, and a Flip Turn is going to take him out from there with a crit. Now, that was a roll very much in my favour. It was about an 85% chance to take him out from there. So the crit, yeah, he could have lived, but either way, we will take that. Blastoise getting the KO with Flip Turn, and now it becomes a 5v2 situation. Now, Raging Bolt is very much my best thing to go into here. It will not die to any hit that the Iron Moth goes for, if that should come in, and it should be outpacing the Diancie if that's what Fist chooses to go for. He does go for the latter. It is going to be the Diancie. Now, my play here is to just click the Volt Switch. If he outspeeds me, so be it. But if he doesn't, I can just Volt Switch into my Blastoise and sack it to bring in something to revenge. In the back of my mind, Trick Room is a possibility, but I do have so many more pieces on my side to try and stall out that Trick Room if needs be. But either way, I am just going to go for the Volt Switch, get a little bit of damage, and see if I can sack my Blastoise to this Diancie. So in comes the Volt Switch. That's going to do 20-ish%, I would say, to this guy. But like I say, my play here is to just go into Blastoise and sack it. It doesn't look like I'll have too much trouble dealing with Toxic Spikes. They're going to be there to stay, but I have so many things left on my team. The Diancie is just going to go for Play Rough. That, of course, will take out Blastoise from the range of health I am at. But very crucially, there was no Trick Room going on there. And that means that I am going to be free to bring in my Tauros for the first time since, I think, week 2 was the last time I brought Tauros. But now, Tauros is going to hit the field for the first time in ages, and an Iron Head here is absolutely my play. It will be taking out this Diancie unless he is the Berry, but given he's gone for Play Rough, I don't think there's any chance he will be taking me out in one hit. So, Iron Head is going to be what I click here, see if we can't take him down to just having 1-1 left. So, Iron Head's going to come in, there is no Berry, and that is going to clean take out Diancie from there. Tauros notching his first KO since week 1, which is nice to see. And now it is 4v1, but we cannot take anything for granted. Fist is a very good player, and the last mon he has left is this, the very dangerous MVP of his team, the Tera Bug Iron Moth. Now, he hasn't shown Booster, there is every chance that he could be choiced. If that's the case, all I really need is a massive amount of damage on this guy, and I should be able to revenge him. So, while I could go for Rock Slides, it is a risk, because I can miss that, and that would allow him to set up far too much. What I need is to get him down into a range where something can just live a hit and take him out if he wants to, like, set up an agility. So, my play is to go for Body Slam. It has a chance to OHKO if he has no investment, but if not, it will take him into the red, and hopefully we should be able to revenge him. So, Body Slam is going to come in, and as you'll see, it does so very close to 100%. He has a little bit of HP investment that's going to allow him to take that hit. Furry Dance will not take us out. Unfortunately, the poison is going to do that. So Tauros goes down, but it's done what I wanted it to do. It's come in and revenged the Diancie, and it's gotten this Iron Moth down very low indeed. And the fact he hasn't set up an agility means that even if he's scarfed, we should be able to come in with Iron Valiant, and barring an absolute crisis, we should be okay. So we're going to go for Psyshock. We are scarfed, we do outspeed, Fist doesn't even bother terroring. That is going to do the last little bit of chip damage to the Iron Moth. Down it goes. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be the game. So, what a match. What a match. It went so much better than last time, and we take a big 3-0 win over FistToYourDoom. The Cult is vanquished. What a game. I was much more confident going into this one with the team and the plan, and Glastrier once again doing what Glastrier does best, just killing things. This is the thing with Glastrier. It just stays in and clicks buttons till it dies. I've brought Glastrier to far more games than I thought I would this season. It's come to all my games except for 2. And across all of those matches, I think this is now the 9th match it has come to, Glastrier has switched out once. It just stays in and clicks buttons. And it gets kills. Glastrier is one of my MVPs, and I'm really happy with how it went. And you know, by the time Glastrier went down, it was pretty much already too late, because it had done so much work, decimated half the opponent's team, and I had so much bulk left, I had so much pace and power left, I had all the checks I needed. The team worked exactly as I needed it to, so really happy with how this one has gone. Remember to check out Fist down in the description below. Make sure you check him out. He has had a wonderful season. He is a very, very talented battler, and he's a good dude, so please make sure you check out Fist, along with everyone else in the league. What this ostensibly means is that for the first time since coming back to Draft League, we have made it to the finals of a league, which is exciting. We're in the finals, one more game to go, and I'm going to spoil the result of the other semi-final here, so if you're still yet to watch that match and you don't want to know who we're going up against, turn away now for a bit, because I'm going to tell you who we're going up against. We are going up against who? Yes, the Who. The champion of, or the first seed from the other division for this league. Has only lost one match this entire season, has a very threatening team, and is a very good player. So that's going to be one for the ages. It's actually our first ever playoff league finals that we've ever been in. PPL from way back when was an all-v-all kind of situation. This is the first playoff finals we've ever made. We're looking to go one better and take it all the way. So that match is going to go up next week. It's going to be a doozy. Make sure you're here to check it out. It should be fantastic. Once again, final time to go and check out Fist and all the other coaches in the league. But I'm going to get out of here. I've rambled on far too long. So my final thank you to you all for watching. And I guess with that, I will see you next time. Laters.